Sebastian Langston had everything: private jets, oceanfront penthouses, and a tech empire that made headlines daily. Yet, his sprawling mansion in the hills echoed with silence. No family portraits, no scattered toys, just cold elegance and solitude. After years of dismissing connection for commerce, something shifted. On his 40th birthday, surrounded by champagne flutes and strangers, Sebastian made a quiet resolution. He wanted a child to share his legacy, his life, his heart. Part 2. The agency with no elevator. He arrived at Willow Ridge Adoption Services expecting polished smiles and fast results. What he didn't expect was the crumpled, out-of-order sign on the elevator, and the woman who descended the stairs barefoot with a clipboard and a smudge of paint on her cheek. Her name was Eliza Marek. She owned the agency, inherited it from her mother, and ran it with compassion, chaos, and cookies for every visiting child. Sebastian introduced himself, expecting awe. Eliza only frowned and said, "Shoes off if you're coming past the lobby." The toddlers have finally stopped licking the floor. Part 3. Forms, crayons, and unspoken things. As weeks passed, Sebastian completed interviews and classes, always under Eliza's watchful eye. She challenged his motives, grilled his understanding of attachment theory, and made him read bedtime stories to a very stern 5-year-old who insisted Sebastian wear a tiara. Eliza never treated him like a billionaire, just a man trying to become a father. And in her presence, Sebastian shed the armor of boardrooms and balance sheets. Part 4. An impossible conflict. One night, over lukewarm coffee in the break room, he asked, "Have you ever adopted?" She paused, something fragile flickering behind her eyes. "I was going to, years ago, but I had to choose between taking in one child or saving the whole agency." He understood then. Eliza had given up her own dreams to build a haven for others. And suddenly, adopting a child felt less like filling a void and more like continuing someone else's story. Part 5. Building something new. A year later, Sebastian walked into the agency not alone, but with a small, sleepy boy named Miles cradled in his arms. A child who'd once refused to speak and now wouldn't stop talking about frogs. Eliza met them at the door, her hands still stained from repainting the story room. Sebastian kissed her then, not as a billionaire, but as a father and a partner who'd finally found his purpose. The elevator was still broken, but that didn't matter. They climbed the stairs together,